Hola! Good to be back with you again. All right, here we are. This is the fourth session on Kundalini. And as an introduction, my name is Dino, Delano, and back in 1977, I did have that experience of the opening of what is called Kundalini. A priest comes up to an old healing woman, bruja, so to speak, or we might call her a shaman of sorts. And he says to her, he said, "Have you found God?" "No," she said. And he looked at her with a sense of wonderment. She said, "I didn't know that there was one outside of me." Ah. So what does Kundalini accomplish? Kundalini accomplishes that process to bring us into awareness that that force, call it God, call it Jehovah, call it life energy, call it chi, whatever you like, but that force is within us. It is not outside of us. What is it then that gets in the way and causes all of these experiences that people talk about? They talk about feeling like they're going crazy. They feel like they're having psychotic experiences. They're feeling burning in their body and all. And I felt many of those things, by the way. What is in the way is the things that we believe, the things that we have been conditioned to. Those things, those ideas, those beliefs that are not congruent with life energy. Let me say that again, that are not congruent with life energy. Kundalini, or life energy, however we want to put it, is a unified field of force of energy. Within it is a healing power. Within it is a healing source. In other words, within the matrix of the energy itself is the knowledge of health and vitality. So to bring Kundalini in, to experience that Kundalini experience, is indeed to open up to greater health. But sometimes there's things in the way. Probably one of the best experiments and pieces that really depicts what we're talking about here is Pavlov. One of the things that Pavlov found is that, of course, when he fed dogs, they would salivate. But he also noticed that later on, when they saw the people in white coats, the laboratory assistants, so on, white coats also got the dogs to salivate, because, of course, when they're fed by these people, they were wearing white coats. So in his experiment, he would feed the dog, ring a bell, feed the dog, ring a bell, feed the dog, ring a bell. And sure enough, all he had to do eventually was just ring the bell and the dog would salivate. In the same sense that even in the birth canal, when we are born, a good example of this is a child at 3 or 4 years old can learn 3 to 4 languages simultaneously. In other words, at that state, you and I were in a state of super learning. We took everything in. There was no question. There was no barriers. There was no holding back. We simply allowed information to flow in. What kind of information did we get? Well, some people got information, "Johnny, you're a great boy. Boy, you're going to grow up to be somebody wonderful. You are wonderful. You are an intelligent human being." Some, though, got the opposite of that. "Johnny, you're a stupid. What is wrong with you? You'll always be like your father. You're going to be dumb and you'll never make it. I can see that you're nothing but a show-off. You're not a great person," and so on. All of these become downloads into the subconscious mind. But more important than that, these downloads of information are emotionally backed. You ever think of the word emotion? Energy in motion. In other words, when you now feel like you want to do something, you feel like you want to accomplish something, you feel like you want to get ahead, you feel like you want to get the diploma, but something inside says, "No, you're worthless. You're just like your father. You'll never make it," and so on. Those feelings are energy back. Those are energy in motion. You feel with every fiber of your being that you can't make it. Same thing is true with fear. Fear has been used down through the ages by religions, by governments to control people. After 9/11, smoking gun. If you're not with us, you're against us, and so on. Those fears, though, were not only used by government, they've been used by parents and so on. So now, what is a natural process called fear, by the way, which is a very vital, very, how should I say, healthy process, has been distorted. So now, even though there were no weapons of mass destruction, even though we were being lied to, people nevertheless were willing to go to war because they were now being manipulated through fear. Point that I'm getting at is that all of these things that we have just covered, and then some, are what gets in the way of that life force, what blocks that life force, what stops that life force from moving through us. Here's another very simple idea that many religions have taught down through the ages: to fear the Creator. Wow! How awful! Imagining fearing your own parent. Imagining fearing the thing that brought you into the world. Imagine fearing the thing that is that which is all around us, that which is us. In other words, we become afraid of ourselves. Then naturally, if we are afraid of our own energy, we're afraid of our own feelings, we're afraid of sexuality, we will be afraid of that life energy moving through us. That is where all of these feelings come from, of psychosis and so forth. The truth is on a deeper level, allowing Kundalini to come through and beginning to move these fears out of the way, you are going sane. Let me say that again. You are going sane. Not insane, but sane. In other words, coming back to the fruition of what a human being really is. What we are in spirit, what we are at heart, what we are in flesh. Now, what are some of the things, though, that you can do in order to help yourself to move some of these things out of the way? Silva mind control is a good one. I taught that for many years. It teaches people to go into an alpha state. Why is alpha important? The alpha state is a state of homeostasis. Same state that you go in when you meditate. Same state in a state of reverie. Same state when you're doing creative processes. Daydreaming is an example. In that state, you are in a place of balance. In a place of balance gives the body a chance to harmonize and heal. Also, it is a tremendous state for changing life programs, for revisualizing yourself and seeing yourself in a different manner. Another great process is called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. This technique has the power, has the ability, when you learn it, to be able to unhook a lot of these programs and downloads that we've been talking about. You can pull it up on YouTube, learn how to use it. You can get a hold of me. I do lectures, I do seminars. I will come out and do a seminar anywhere in the world if there's enough people who are willing to take it. All right? You can get a hold of me through my website, coolzenhealing.com. There is a numerous amount of modalities out there that can help you through this process and make the process beautiful rather than something to be feared of. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong are body movements. But you don't want to do just body movements. Those are very important. You want to use your mind. You want to use your thinking. You want to use that vitality of the mind, that creative process. So bring it together, mind and body together. Use both sides of that. And again, you will make that process really easy and wonderful. All right, Dino Delano. I did publish a book back in 1980, which is called A Seeker's Journal. I've just republished it because it's become a kind of a minor classic in a sense. Amazon had it on there for a while for almost $50 used. By the way, the price is way lower than that. And you can find it on coolzenhealing.com. All right, this was the fifth in the series, or the fourth, excuse me, in the series. And we will be doing a fifth. See you again. Take care, and it's good to have been with you.